You've always disappointed us. Diana's voice cut straight into my chest like a blade. Craig stood to the side holding a folder. His gaze cold as if evaluating a piece of trash. Alan sat on the couch, head slightly tilted up. Like a natural golden child, his smile carrying silent mockery. They were already planning to adopt another child. Seeing me as a failure, wanting someone else to fill their expectations. The kitchen light fell on Mom's face. She scanned me with a critical eye. I sat at the table, cereal sliding off the spoon onto my lap. One thought left in my mind: I am no longer necessary. Mom whispered to Dad, "Eric has always disappointed us." Dad agreed, "It's time for a child we can be proud of." I gripped the spoon, my mind blank, realizing I was considered worthless. Alan casually picked up a tablet, scrolling without looking at me. Their conversation tone cold, as if discussing a broken machine, not a son. That night I lay in bed staring at the cracks on the ceiling. Imagining for the first time being forgotten. In the months that followed, boxes, files and calls were everywhere, my parents' plan growing clear. Every time Mom said, "Next time we will do better," I would scream into the garage laughing, letting out all my anger. At 17 I packed my bag with only soggy instant noodles and 2 old shirts. Under the bus stop light, the wheels of my bag squeaking, I felt an unprecedented freedom. Sean fed the lizards upstairs, I spread my things on the floor. The mixed smell of lizards and crickets gave a strange sense of safety. The tiny apartment had only a folding chair, 2 cups and a cooking pot we shared. At night I stayed up doing homework, threatening Microsoft when my computer crashed as if it could understand. From night shifts at the gas station to moving stock at the supermarket, I learned to ignore hunger, fatigue and loneliness. Every night I lay on the worn sofa dreaming of home. Mom handing me coffee, Dad saying, "We are proud of you," waking to cold floor and lizard eyes. Life was like reagents in a lab, abandoned but still learning self-refinement. 3 months later, my bank account below 50, grades almost failing. Frozen potato patties on the shelf, recalling breakfasts I never had. I cried on the supermarket floor. In the library corner, lights flickering. I opened books on digital design, UI, UX and front-end development. At first progress was slow, every new skill a small victory. I learned programming from zero, took small freelance gigs, fixed templates, designed logos, stayed up 12 hours. Building an irreplaceable self. Whenever I wanted to give up, I thought of the pink blanket, the mark of the new child. I used sweat and skills to build a sense of security outside home, a self that could not be taken. At 19 I quit the gas station, formally launched my portfolio. Local bakery chain hired me to design an app. I moved into a new apartment, stove heating properly, toilet flushing smoothly. First $1,000 contract arrived, I ate steak on the balcony. Red wine swirling, remembering years of instant noodles and lizard cold stares. I toasted the 17-year-old me. The child abandoned by family had not disappeared, only grown. At 21 my team expanded, contracts increased. Work stable, Skylope Tech hired me, I went from freelancer to UX lead. First formal meeting I proposed a design, the team nodded approval. At that moment I realized I had become an irreplaceable professional from a neglected child. When my parents tried to contact me I did not respond. Now I no longer needed them. 3 years later I received a letter from Madison. She apologized, acknowledging my parents treated me unfairly. I read quietly, tears falling, not in pain but in recognition of being seen. Old boxes, broken notebooks, folding chair and lizard memories became the foundation of revenge. I picked up a brush, painting the home I left, but this time I was outside the picture. Independent, self-sufficient, never looking back. Parents appeared at my office with Madison. I had security intervene, calm and firm. Mom stunned, Dad pale, Madison silent, leaving. They were fully rejected. At that moment I understood revenge is not destruction but making them tremble powerless. They had nothing to say, only watching me control my world. Eric's new life like steps, each one steady and clear. I used tech and work to build my own world, no longer swayed by parental expectations. Madison later sought my help. I guided her into a summer design course. She worked hard independently, relying on no one. Watching her grow, I saw my 10-year-old self still oppressed but pushing forward. We met briefly in a cafe. She said, "They always said you failed, but you were the first to refuse to be them." I smiled without replying. Victory needs no proof. 6 months later, I saw Dad quietly browsing my LinkedIn with no comment. I knew true revenge is not destruction, but living higher and brighter than they imagined. During freelancing, I worked days stocking shelves, nights coding. Fingers blistered, every bug fixed filled me with pride. I took logo jobs, fixed web templates, clients satisfied, bonuses received. Those small earnings symbolized my independence more than any recognition from parents. I learned to manage my own meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Weekends walking the lizard, Deborah nights coding. Learning from UI to front end, every project proving myself. I documented failures as reference and motivation. First Skylope Tech email I half believed. In a video call, co-founder said, "You have the skills and operational thinking, want to go full-time?" I froze, fingers shaking on keyboard half a second, then firmly said, "Yes." I became front-end product lead 6 months later, managing a team of 3. Workdays tight, day-night alternating. Every completed project made me feel irreplaceable. In the office, I sat by the window, looking at the skyline, recalling lizards and instant noodles. First $1,000 contract, I celebrated alone on the balcony, knowing it was more real than any parental recognition. I bought new books, learned new skills, expanded my team, every step building my kingdom. Madison's letter like a warm knife opening past wounds. She wrote, "They never mentioned you, but I knew you existed." I read, tears falling, feeling an unprecedented lightness. Old notebooks, broken folding chair, the forgotten sweater. All proof of my existence. I painted the home I left, but put myself outside, free, walking, never looking back. Parents came to office, I had security intervene, calm and firm. Mom stunned, Dad pale, Madison silent, following away. They were rejected, unable to intervene, I controlled my world. Life went on, but I knew true revenge is building an irreplaceable self. Madison grew independent, she entered summer course, relying on no one. We talked in a cafe about coding and family. She said, "You refuse to be them, that alone is victory." I nodded without replying, victory needs no proof. Dad quietly browsing my LinkedIn, no comment, I smiled at the screen. The life I control more important than all their judgments. I rewrite my history with work, effort and choices. Past shadows only, base color for success, not limits. I built my life with art, design and tech. Apartment shelves filled with books, paintings on walls, desk orderly. Every piece of furniture, every book, every line. Recording the process from trash to independence. Freelancing effort, stocking shelves, nights with lizard. All bricks in building this world. Skylope Tech project successful, I promoted to UX strategy director. Office plants, lush coffee machine, calm team, efficiency up. Madison grew in course, I saw my past self continued in her. Parents no longer interfering, my life, mine, calm, strong. Every client project, every product launch proving value under their eyes. They thought they could define me, I rewrote the story with action. From replaced child to tech team lead, I control my life pace. Madison occasionally asks for guidance, I teach her skills not involving parents. She works independently like me, once relying on no one. We talk in a cafe, she says, "You were the first to refuse to be them." I smile, no reply, because no proof needed.